Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on March 4th, 2017 on a Saturday at 14:45 in the afternoon Eastern Time. March 4th used to be the day we inaugurated our presidents, and I think they changed that sometime during the Roosevelt administration, the FDR, Franklin Roosevelt administration. He was inaugurated on March 4th, 1933, and then they amended the Constitution so it was January 20th. I don't know if they actually kind of nipped one of his terms by about 10 weeks that way. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I used to know, but I don't remember that anymore because I don't have too much use for FDR. Sort of helped Stalin, take over the better part of Eastern Europe there for a few decades after the Second World War there at Yalta. Okay, I went shopping today. I'd gotten to the point where I actually had to do shopping. And I got up at 4:30. I felt like $1,000,000. Although I'm doing the thing with my neck like I always do, but that's standard. And so off I took my flashlight, went down to my truck, and went over to Wal-Mart at 6:30 this morning. And I had a list, I decided not to get the food for the pen. People will need it for the church. I'll do that either tomorrow morning or next week, or sometime next week. I just didn't. Unusually for me, for the first time since they started this program in November of, 2000, back around 2003 here. So I've been trying to get this stuff monthly for the last good grief, about 14 years. Anyway, I missed last month, so I'll catch up here this month. And so I actually found some interesting things. Here's actually I wanted to get the herring that I often get. Now I like the Polar brand because one, it's the lowest price. It's wild caught. It's a product of Germany. They've tarted this up a bit in a way that I just assumed they didn't, but that was the only one they had. So if I wanted herring, I was going to, at that price, that's what I was going to buy. So smoked peppered herring fillets in natural juice. Then of course in the obligatory, well actually this is Spanish, not French. That was, I think it was $1. Well, what was it? It was $1.98 for 7 ounces. Getting up there, but not bad. And then also Polar, they have, this is the first time I've seen this product from Polar. Salmon fillets, skinless and boneless. Too bad they didn't leave the skin on. And this is farm raised. It's also a product of Germany, interestingly. I like salmon. I thought, well, heck, it was a bit pricey. This was $3.50 for 7 ounces. So essentially, you're talking $8 a pound for this salmon. But actually, if you go look at salmon in the store, just at the fish counter, you're going to pay more than that per pound, or at least around here. I do love chickpeas, or garbanzos, or as the trendy folks call them now, quinoa, or as my Spanish teacher, Mrs. Fernandez, who, refugeed out of Cuba after they shot her husband in front of her, called them quinoa. She says that's how you pronounce it. It's pronounced quinoa, or quinoa, more accurately, quinoa. I figure she ought to know. But I've always called them chickpeas, or my ex-wife called them garbanzos. As indeed does Wal-Mart on this can of chickpeas, small print garbanzos. The reason I bought the canned stuff, and I bought about 9 of these, is because as much as, I have cooked several packages of these, 1 pound packages of the chickpeas. If you're going to get them soft enough to palatably eat, you have to boil these things in, if we're talking about stovetop boil, not pressure cooker boil, at least 3 hours, 2.5 hours for sure. And we're talking, see, elevation makes a difference. I'm at 835 feet above sea level. Lord knows how long you'd have to cook them on the stovetop up in Denver, or Boulder, or Mexico City. So, and then lentils. Well, lentils are great. It's an underrated food. I mean, you cook these for 20 minutes, you're good to go. You boil them. They're great. They go with everything, basically. And then, of course, the inevitable garlic. So, all in all, a good excursion. Oh yeah, well, I think I got some mouthwash and stuff like that. Potassium, got some potassium gluconate. All right. Well, that was a good excursion to Wal-Mart. That's the time to get in there. Get in there before all of the how should we say sideshow folks start coming in. Remember, for all of us, one bad decision from being a sideshow folk at Wal-Mart, and we're 2 bad decisions away from living under a bridge. So let us not be too smug about that. I have to keep reminding myself of that. Then I went over and bought wine, of course, Giant Eagle. And the guy that checked me out, he checks me out a lot. He clearly been working all night. He looked dead tired. I bet you'd worked a double. He looked dead tired. I felt really bad for him, but I was glad he checked me out. And then I'm not going to wave that around. I came home and did some financial stuff. I'm living out the best part of the day, really. My friend Tony from Seattle sent me an email and said, get on Skype. Now he and his guy, his man Jim, were staying down in the Tacoma area at a seaside hotel. And Tony had just gotten a new phone, as well as a new used car. And he wanted to see how the Skype worked on his phone, so we Skyped. You know, it was excellent. I mean, it was amazing quality. I mean, far better than the webcam on his computer at his house. Then he showed me his car, and then we were doing the Skype over the sound of the Skype over the car computer console-y centerpiece thing. So that was kind of fun. I was down there on the waterfront. They had breakfast there, and they'd gone to, they'd spent the night there. They'd driven over from where they live in Seattle. I assume they drove there. Sure they didn't walk there. No, they didn't fly there. They went to a concert. I can't remember the name of the group. Oh, it was a group that started up around, he had first heard them in 1991, shortly after he moved to Seattle. And, well, he said the early 90s, let's put it that way. And he says there was only one member of the original group left, but they had a good time. You know. And like a lot of these concerts of groups that have been around a long time, you get it's interesting to see the demographics. It was like when I went to Bob Seger, I was actually probably one of the youngest guys at Bob Seger there in 2011. So 2011, yeah. Yeah, you always like this. You always like the music you kind of grow up with or familiar with when you're growing up, you know. Okay. Read at church tomorrow at both services. Then hopefully the Skype with Tony Pincham in the UK tomorrow afternoon. So I'll say bye-bye, YouTubers.